When a motorcycle arrives that doesn't just look good on the road but changes the way people feel about riding, you know you're witnessing something special. The Royal Enfield Guerrilla 450 isn't just a bike, it's a statement. It's the kind of machine that commands respect, not through loud gimmicks or unnecessary frills, but by sheer presence, raw performance, and a spirit that speaks to every rider's heart. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine a motorcycle that blends the classic soul of Royal Enfield with the cutting-edge punch of modern engineering. That's the Guerrilla 450, a bike designed not just to be ridden but to be experienced, to make you feel alive every single time you twist the throttle. This isn't about transportation, it's about transformation. The Guerrilla 450 is not here to fit in, it's here to stand out, and anyone who's ever dreamed of owning a machine that feels like a brother in arms on the open road will know exactly why this bike matters. Now, let's talk about what drives this beast, because the Guerrilla 450 isn't just about looks, it's about muscle. At its heart beats the brand new Sherpa 450 engine, a 452cc liquid-cooled, single-cylinder powerhouse that delivers close to 40 horsepower and 40 Nm of torque. Those aren't just numbers on paper. They translate into raw, usable grunt on the streets and highways, giving you the confidence to overtake effortlessly, cruise smoothly, and feel unstoppable whether you're darting through city lanes or powering down endless highways. And the liquid cooling ensures it doesn't lose its calm even when the heat rises, a major step forward from the air-cooled classics that made Royal Enfield famous. This is modern performance meeting timeless character, and the Guerrilla makes sure you feel every bit of that evolution. And yet, Royal Enfield has stayed true to what riders love most, its commanding stance and road presence. The Guerrilla 450 has sharp, aggressive styling that feels like a fighter ready for action. A muscular fuel tank, a minimalist but modern LED headlamp, and a tail section that screams boldness, it's designed to look rebellious while still carrying the unmistakable Royal Enfield DNA. You can't walk past it without giving it a second look. It's the kind of motorcycle that doesn't just sit in your garage, it waits for you, calling you to take it out for another adventure. Price is always where reality meets dreams, and here's the brilliance: Royal Enfield has priced the Guerrilla 450 to dominate its segment. With a price tag starting around 2.39 lakh Indian rupees in India, it doesn't just compete, it disrupts. Think about it. You're getting a modern liquid-cooled 450cc engine, premium features, and that legendary Royal Enfield road presence at a price point that puts many competitors on their knees. This is value that's not just measured in rupees but in smiles per ride, in heartbeats raised, in journeys that suddenly become unforgettable. But what makes the Guerrilla 450 truly thrilling are its hidden features, the little things that set it apart and make you realize this isn't just another launch, this is a revolution. You've got ride-by-wire throttle for smooth and precise response, something usually reserved for bigger, pricier machines. There's switchable ABS, giving you the freedom to decide how much control you want on different terrains. Then there's the 6-speed gearbox paired with a slipper clutch, making gear shifts buttery smooth while preventing wheel lock during aggressive downshifts. The TFT display is another highlight. It brings in smartphone connectivity, navigation, and real-time data, bridging the gap between the analog soul of old Enfields and the digital age of today's riders. And let's not forget the chassis and suspension setup, USD front forks and a monoshock at the rear, tuned for both comfort and control, making every ride feel planted, confident, and enjoyable. What Royal Enfield has done here is bring in a new era without losing its old charm. Riders who once loved the raw thump of the Bullet or the rugged simplicity of the Himalayan will find something familiar here, but wrapped in a modern skin and injected with an energy that's impossible to ignore. The Guerrilla 450 is like a bridge between generations. It's for the young rider craving technology, speed, and excitement, but it's also for the seasoned rider who knows what true soul feels like in a machine. Imagine rolling down a quiet street at night, the LED lamp cutting through the darkness, the exhaust note pulsing with authority. Heads turn, not because it's loud, but because it's impossible to ignore. Or picture yourself on a weekend ride with friends, and every time you stop, the Guerrilla 450 becomes the conversation. That's what this bike does. It creates stories, it makes impressions, it leaves memories that last. Every motorcycle tells a story, but the Guerrilla 450 tells one with fire. It says you don't need to follow the crowd. It says you don't just ride, you lead. And most importantly, it says that motorcycling isn't about where you go, but about how you feel when you get there. With its power, its features, its price, and its personality, the Guerrilla 450 is more than a machine, it's a companion for those who dare to dream differently. And so, to every rider listening, ask yourself, are you ready to stop being a passenger in your own life and start being the rider who takes control? The Guerrilla 450 is here not just to give you a ride, but to give you a reason to ride. It's here to remind you why motorcycles are not just vehicles, they are freedom, rebellion, and identity on two wheels. When you own this machine, you don't just buy a bike, you join a movement. A movement that says boldness isn't optional, it's essential.